What is up, fellow coordinators and naturals? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode of the History of Cosmic Era, we are back on Earth. In our last journey through Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, the Archangel is the last remaining member of the 8th Fleet after Zaft destroyed the other remaining ships during re-entry to Earth. This was known as the Battle of Orbit. Once on Earth, the Archangel ran into the Desert Dawn Rebellion and fought alongside them against the Desert Tiger. In this journey, we will learn more about Cagalli and her past, and learn more about the Orb Union. So let's get into this. Kida and Cagalli are dropped off in a Zaft-controlled town. They stop and get some doner kebab. While eating, the Desert Tiger himself, Andrew Watfield, disguised as Luffy, strikes up a conversation. While this is happening, a gang of Blue Cosmos terrorists attack the city. They all help in defending the city. Kida tries for a non-lethal attack, but Watfield kills them anyways. He reveals himself as Andrew Watfield and invites them to his home. Cagalli takes a bath due to all the kebab sauces in her hair, and... What's up? They changed it to a shower in the remastered edition. Okay, that makes sense. They probably wanted to tone down the sexy. Huh? They made it sexier? Why? Meanwhile, Kida and Watfield talk about coffee and space whales. While this is going down, Badriel and some crew members are pretending to be civilians to get their hands on some supplies. Prices are high in this part of the world. Back at Watfield's, he states that he knows that Kida is the mobile suit pilot that he fought from earlier, and that Kida is a coordinator. Watfield allows Kida and Cagalli to leave for helping save his life earlier. On the Archangel, Sai tries to prove himself and fails miserably. I believe the purpose of this scene, and parts of the scene with Watfield, is to show that Kida truly is exceptionally talented. However, we are told that the strike is designed to be piloted for naturals, so I am not sure. This scene can't just be to show how much Sai sucks, right? That's just mean. Back at the Plant Council, Siegel Klein and Patrick Zolla discuss Operation Spitbreak for the first time. We will get into this in a later episode. The Council approve of the operation. Rao is informed of the situation. Meanwhile, Atherin and Lacus have a date night. Sai is currently in the brig for attempting to pilot the Strike Gundam. Cagalli is currently running a mobile suit simulation and is killing it. In Kida's headquarters, he is starting to realize that Flay might be a little sociopathic. Diarca and Izak meet up with Andrew Watfield. They are essentially put on the back burner as their units aren't equipped for the mission. This pisses off Izak. The Lesseps class goes out. The Desert Dawn and Archangel prepares for attack. Kida launches with the L Striker Pack. Striker Packs were designed to go with the Strike Gundam and the Skygrasper. Each pack has a different use, but they all have an additional battery support that gives the Strike more time on the battlefield without resupplying. However, the Strike's phase shift armor must be powered down before changing packs, leaving it vulnerable to attack. Kida equips the Striker with the Ale Striker Pack. This pack was designed to enhance movement in zero gravity, but in this case, Kida intends on using it in gravity to float and jump high. Kida and Mu launch. Watfield and Aisha launches in the orange Lagao. The TMF-8 803 Lagao is a Baku in many ways, but unlike the Baku, this mobile suit has short-range and anti-mobile suit capabilities. It also is a two-seater, which is how Aisha is able to join in the battle. It also has claws. The Lesseps-class ship is not alone. A Petrie-class ship appears and corners the Archangel. Mu attempts to protect the ship. Cagalli is frustrated with the Archangel crew. She hops on board and pilots the Skygrasper 2. The Lesseps class is a heavy cruiser mainly used to carry mobile suits. The Petrie class seems just like a tiny version of a Lesseps class ship. Not a lot of thought went into Zaph's Earth cruisers in the Cosmic Era. Kigali and Mu and the Grasshoppers take out the Petrie class. The Archangel is able to turn around and get the upper hand on the Lesseps. Watfield calls for a retreat. He attacks the Strike. The Strike's energy is depleted. The phase shift armor powers down. Kira ejects the L Striker pack, grabs his knife, and attacks the Legault, destroying the unit. Kira is sad that he had to kill Watfield. Or did he? The Archangel makes its way towards the Red Sea. Kigali is adamant about joining the Archangel on the journey. Mu questions who she really is. Meanwhile, this is the closest that a Gundam show has got to a beach episode. Kira and Kigali try to have a conversation, but Flay is too insecure to allow that to happen. Luckily, an attack on the Archangel begins. Dins are in the vicinity of the ship. The AMF 101 Din took note from a Jin tactical air unit, as well as some elements of the Sigu, which we see Rao Le Creuset pilot in a few episodes. Its weapon set is similar to that of a Jin, but are designed for Earth atmosphere, unlike the Jin. They are over the ocean and Kira can't fly. Mu Laflaga launches in the Skygrasper 1. The Skygrasper 2 is not ready for launch. The Strike peeks out of the launch ramp and tries to get a shot, but fails. Kira suggests diving in the water as some goons appear. He does so. The UMF-4A goon was an evolution of the Jin FEMW and is an aquatic mobile suit. The unit is able to fold its legs into its body for maximum hydrodynamics. It has a Maser cannon, which is a powerful sonic weapon, a torpedo launcher, and a dart launcher. Above the water, Mu and the Skygrasper and the Archangel are able to handle the Dins. Underwater, the Strike goes in with his knife, but he gets his hands on the beam cannon and takes out the goon. Killing the goon reminds Kira of Watfield. Back at Zaft, Diarca and Izak really want to join Carpinteria to fight the Archangel. Rao allows Izak, Diarca, Nikol, and Atherin to go, but puts Atherin in command. More goons are making their way towards the Archangel. The Strike launches with the Sword Striker Pack. This Striker Pack is designed for close-range combat, and it has a giant-ass sword. It also has a rocket, anchor, and a beam boomerang. It can also be used underwater, which is how Kira intends on using it. Atherin makes his way towards the action in a transport vessel. Kigali and Mu launch in the Skygrasper. Both Skygraspers launch anti-sub missiles towards the subs below. The Archangel decides to do a barrel roll, so their Gottfried cannon is in line with the goons in the water. Okay, stepping in during editing to note that the Archangel team is fighting goons, but the leader of the attack is piloting the Xeno. The UMF-5 Xeno is an amphibious mobile suit that focuses on short-range attacks, whereas the Goon were more focused on long-range firepower. It has torpedo launchers, a close combat claw, and a phonon maser cannon. Anyways, let's watch it get destroyed. Everyone holds on for dear life as they are in Earth atmosphere and gravity and such. They are able to get a direct hit. Kigali gets sloppy and gets hit by an oncoming transport vessel carrying Atherin. Kigali goes down. Atherin launches his mobile suit in case the ship goes down, which it does. They both end up landing on an isolated island somewhere in the Red Sea. On the island, Kigali runs into Atherin. She doesn't hesitate and shoots him in the arm. Atherin makes his escape out of the valley. Kigali thinks he ran away, but he comes back and jumps on top of her. Kigali screams out thinking she is about to die. Atherin hesitates. He actually realizes that Kigali is a girl. One thing not mentioned is that there are constant references to Kigali being mistaken as a guy. She is supposed to be a tomboy, or at least an anime interpretation of a tomboy. Atherin doesn't end up killing her. Back at the Archangel, Kira launches to search for Kigali. At Carpinteria Base, the rest of the Le Creuset team is informed that Atherin's carrier was shot down. Diarca and Izak laugh at Atherin's expense. On the island, Atherin unties Kigali from her restraints after almost drowning herself. Atherin tells Kigali that his mother died on Junia 7 during the Bloody Valentine incident. Kigali goes for Atherin's gun. They have a sexy standoff. Kigali throws the gun at Atherin and he is grazed with another bullet yet again. Kigali treats his wounds. The next morning, the strike comes and finds Kigali. Atherin and Kigali part ways. For now. Some time has passed. The Zala team, since Rao isn't involved anymore, attacks the Archangel. Kida and Mu Laflaga are doing their best to defend the ship. The Blitz, Aegis, and Dual Gundam are all riding on ghouls while Kida is on top of the Archangel. Since the Gundams can't fly in Earth's atmosphere, they fly on top of these things. Kida destroys Izak's ghoul. He falls into the water. Kida jumps and knocks Nicol off his ghoul as well. The Archangel is taking a lot of damage. Below them, a fleet appears. It is an Orb fleet. Remember, the Orb Union is a neutral country. If the Archangel gets too close to Orb, the Orb fleet will engage in battle. However, Kigali suggests that they push through and she will handle talking to Orb. Orb gives Zaft and Earth Alliance a warning. Kigali gets on the radar and informs Orb to get her father on the line, Uzumi Nada Atha, the leader of Orb. Orb Union attacks both forces. Zaft make their retreat. Orb eventually allows the Archangel to enter Orb territory. Back with the Zala team, Atherin calls Izak a bitch and develops a plan to sneak into Orb and find the Archangel. Meanwhile, Carpinteria will put pressure on Orb for harboring an enemy. Mu, Badriel, and Ramius meet with the Ministry of Orb and Uzumi Nada Atha. He notes that it wasn't because of her daughter on board the Archangel that they didn't attack. It is because he wants Archangel's cooperation in allowing them to collect data from the Strike Gundam and for Kida himself to work with Morgenrot. Now, a few things to note here. Remember that the colony Heliopolis was also a part of the Orb territory. Also a part of Orb territory is Morgenrot, an Orb state-owned company that manufactures weapons similar to Anaheim Electronics in the UC timeline. Morgenrot also helps the Atlantic Federation manufacture all of the G Project weapons, including the Strike. Orb wants the data from the Strike to help with her mass-produced Astray. The MBF M1 Astray is a mass-produced lightweight mobile suit that was designed with the L Striker packs as reference. Because of this, the Astray can fly around in Earth atmosphere in short bursts. It has a beam rifle, 75mm Vulcan guns, and a pair of beam sabers. We will be coming back to the Astray and its variants quite a bit. Ultimately, Ramius agrees and shares the data of the Strike. On the other side of the island, the Zala team sneaks into neutral territory. And that will do it for this episode. We finally learn a little bit about Kigali's past, as well as some insight into the Orb Union. There are some wonky moments in this series, and way too much flashbacks. The art direction of Kida and the Strike underwater, and a lot of the scenes, is kind of all over the place. This is probably the slower part of the entire series, but I am still enjoying myself. In our next journey into the Cosmic Era, we will see Earth Alliance put a lot of pressure on the Orb Union to join the war or become an enemy. We will see some deaths on both sides of the war, and Zaft will finally put Operation Spitbreak into motion. But until next time, coordinators, remember that if you have your enemy at gunpoint, don't throw a loaded gun at them. Peace.